Adabadaka. I'm backers. I'm hungry. What the food is? What the hubby for the gubby?
Yeah, that's cool.
To do this. I want the back. I want.
Well, I did it. I honestly don't know how I got here, but if you told me like it was 2. I think it was either 2 or 3 years ago. I'm too lazy to check because I'm all doing this in one take. Because it's like 2 a.m. I don't feel like just doing this in multiple takes. But yeah, I did it. I hit 1,000 subs. Pretty crazy. I didn't think my stupid, trashy old Roblox videos would get me this far, or this shit post that are FNAF animations, but yeah. I know it's probably not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but I still think it's cool. But I know this video won't get a ton of views because like many of my videos don't get a lot of that. And I'm doing this video right now off scripted because I know I have to address it. Well, I don't really have to. I just want to. Yeah. Thank you all. Like, genuinely. Whoever watched this, if you're a fan or not, thank you for everything, really. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I have other social media now? Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Me and my friends have made a second channel where it's just unscripted of clips of us playing games. I don't know, I thought that'd just be interesting as, content. And also, I'm on these platforms. If you want to go see, if you want to follow me on there, you can. I'm not really begging for it, but I'm on here too. You may see exclusive content on there that you may not be on here, because I'm too lazy to cross-post everything I post, But, yeah, if you want, go follow me there. To pad out the runtime on this, since I don't want it to be like 2 minutes long, I'm just gonna play what I have edited so far for my long-form video, like, actually, quote-unquote, professional, that's not the right word, scripted, yeah, scripted, fully edited video. I don't know if I'll finish it. If you guys like it, I continue finishing it, then, yeah, it's kind of enough rambling on for me, so, yeah. Here you go. Enjoy. Also subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Please and thank you. Bye. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a game series that has captivated players with its terrifying animatronics and immersive gameplay. With several installments in the franchise, fans still have no idea what the heck is going on. I know everyone and their mother has already done a video like this, but I want to do one for my first video on my channel, so deal with it. So yes, I will be ranking all of FNAF games from 1 to UCN and the Steelwell games plus AR and all the DLC and spin-offs. I won't include the troll games like FNAF Dislocation Mature Edition or the FNAF World Halloween Edition. Now let's get this massive project going and begin with the one that started it all.
Oh, the sounds, I don't like them. Ah, fuck! No! Oh, yeah! Ah, fucking fuck! I tried to push it!
The first game has a lot going for it, especially for being the first. You play as a security guard named Mike Schmidt, and you have 2 doors at your disposal to fend off the animatronics. Bonnie and Chica play the same, look at them on the cameras, and if they're at the door, close the door. Freddy plays a little bit differently. Every time he moves, he makes a laughing sound, and it's very difficult to see on the cameras. Foxy plays the most differently, as he is in stages before he reaches your office. In order to get rid of him, you have to keep the cameras up. A common misconception is that you have to look at Foxy directly, but that's not required. You just have to keep the cameras up. The final character is Golden Freddy, and he just shows in your office and you pull up the camera to get rid of him. Simple as that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you have to conserve your power, because if you don't, Freddy will... There isn't much to the story, as it wasn't really intended to have one, but there's still little bits and bops heading around everywhere, like newspapers or the walls and such. But it doesn't really need all that, as it knows what it is, just a simple little horror game. And I love it for that, as it's just such a charming little thing for just one person to cook up in a couple months. And for being the first, it still holds up really well today, especially if you have friends over and they want to play a couple nights. As well as spawning a lot, and I mean a lot of theories. So with that all said, I think this game gets a very well-deserved S tier. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This game took way less time to make than the first, and it has a lot more stuff. I'm not totally in love with this one as the first, since the only camera you really need to check is the prize box. The main three toys work similar to one another: check where they're going, and if they're in your office, put the mask up. Mega works a bit differently. You still have to put the mask up for her to go away, but if you don't, he'll just chill in your office and then kill you. Withered Bonnie and Chica work the exact same way as their toy counterparts, but you can't see them in the events. Withered Freddy works the exact same way as Toy Freddy, like no change whatsoever, except he's slightly faster, I guess. Withered Fox plays the most differently. The mask won't work on him, so if you see in the hallway, flash your light and he'll go away. Balloon Boy doesn't do much besides take your batteries and be an annoying little piece of shit. Withered Golden Freddy works the exact same way as he did in the first game: put the cameras up and he'll go away. Oh yeah, also make sure you wind up the music box, because if you don't, then the puppet will... Anyway, I'm not really in love with the new game mechanic, since you can cheese all of it by only looking at the puppet camera and nothing else. The story is way more involved in this entry, with jumpscare minigames explaining more and more of the story. I forgot to mention the custom night in the last entry, but this custom night has been vastly expanded on since the last game, as there are now new challenges and new plushie rewards. So with this game adding a whole lot more stuff to the franchise and more to the table, once again, this is a very well-deserved S tier.
Why do birds suddenly appear?
Alrighty, what's the next game? Let's get this out of the way. I don't like FNAF 3. There, I said it. Anyway, so instead of fighting off 10 plus characters, you only have to worry about one, and the only way to stop him is to lure away with an audio cue. There are also vents you can seal up so Springtrap doesn't crawl through them. There's also a second computer where you reset the ventilation, audio, and camera, or you can just spam reboot all. Other animatronics do show up, but they're just phantoms and only mess with the control panel and nothing else. They don't kill you, they just are a slight annoyance. The minigames this time around are more hidden and feel like actual minigames rather than the story-driven ones in FNAF 2. That's really this game's only redeeming quality, because I like them, they're cute and fun. The Phantom's jump scares are fine and pretty good, I guess, but Springtrap's jump scare is so dumb. I'm glad people gave Scott criticisms for it so we can get better ones next time. Okay, I've been pretty harsh this game, but I'll give it this. The teasers are so good, they go so hard. Like, look at these. Anyway, for being the first bad one of the bunch, this gets a very mediocre D tier.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through.
Five Nights at Freddy's 4. You know, for a long time, I thought this was the best game in the series. And it's still up there. Well, maybe not the best, but it's still one of the best. You play as the crying child who has to deal with nightmares of the original gang. Everyone from the main cast is here and is actually a threat this time around, but with more teeth and odd story implications. This time, you don't have any office or cameras, you're just a kid in a room checking both doorways, the closet, and your bed. The gameplay is simple on paper, but it's tense as all it can be. One wrong sound cue and boom, you're dead. That said, the mechanics can feel kinda clunky. The breathing isn't always obvious, and the jump scares stop being scary once you heard the same one 47 times in a row. Does that just prove I'm bad at the game? Probably. Does it still make for a really good game for the people? Probably. You're not playing as a security guard? No. You're a crying child who's being tormented by his older brother. And the game ends with you getting your head bit off on your birthday because of your older brother. This game also introduced Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear, some of the coolest designs in their franchise. There's also a side minigame at the beginning of each night where you have to fend off Plushtrap and trying to get him to land on the X via the flashlight in a certain amount of time. You get him on the X, you skip 2 hours. If not, you're dead. This doesn't count for this ranking since they only change visual things, not gameplay things. But the Halloween DLC, as it suggests, adds more spooky characters in place of the nightmares, such as Jacko Bonnie and Jacko Chica taking over their counterparts, Nightmare Mango for Foxy, Nightmare Balloon Boy in place of Plushtrap, and Nightmarion in place for Nightmare. Weirdly, Nightmare Fredbear doesn't get a Halloween counterpart, but that's not really such a big deal. So while the gameplay has some flaws, the atmosphere and lore are top notch, and that's probably why this is the game that brought me into the FNAF franchise via the Markiplier gameplay. So this being the first FNAF game I ever played, and for still holding up, with some flaws in there, this game deserves a very good B tier.